think what you're seeing right now is a quarterback that's on the same page with his head coach and his play caller, and that takes time. I think last year they were really good, and I think you've seen the maturation of Brock Purdy this year. But I also like, what Brock Purdy brings to the offense in terms of getting them in and out of certain plays. I think that's one of the things I knew playing for Kyle Shanahan. There was going to be volume in that game plan. There was going to be multiple checks and kills and cans at the line of scrimmage to get you out of a bad play and into a good one. Not only in the run game, but in the pass game as well. But then also going from runs to passes, passes to runs. It never stops with him. And you have to have a guy that can handle all of that. Brock Purdy, to me, is a perfect fit for Kyle Shanahan, and I think you're seeing that in the way that they're playing in the second half of football games in the playoffs.
Charles?
I think when you put it all together, and Matt, you're talking about designing the right plays for the people that you have, okay? So over time, as you learn them, it's not just the quarterback you're designing plays for. Who are you trying to get the ball to? What do they do best? You know what the defenses are trying to do. The best part for me is watching Kyle Shanahan manipulate the defenses into exactly what he wants, where he gets the look that he wants. He's like, oh, man, this play is going to be huge right here because I walked him right into that bad boy. So being able to sequence things, be a couple of jumps ahead, and then watch it all come to fruition, that's what we see with Kyle Shanahan, in my humble opinion.
As a defensive player, I watch Kyle Shanahan's offense, and I'm frustrated because there's just so much you have to prepare for. Usually a team has an MO, they do certain things. I prided myself on all the pre-snap keys, lineman splits, and everything else. Watching this offense kind of was reminiscent of me playing against Steve Young and that 49ers offense, back when they won the last time they won the Super Bowl in '95. Because there had so many weapons, so many things they could do. They did everything well. And it seems like you're off balance almost the whole time when you're playing against them. When Kyle Shanahan is calling plays and things are going right for this offense and Brock Purdy is cooking, that's exactly the feeling that you have on defense placing this team, because they're versatile. So many weapons everywhere, so many creative ways to get the balls in their playmakers' hands. Really impressive debut this year.
Was that Mike Shanahan calling plays for that offense that year? Was that him? Was that Mike Holmgren? They had so many different play callers through there at that time.
Yeah. Who was that? I'll just put one last thing on it. You said the sequencing of plays, Charles. One of the things he'll do is run something knowing it might not work, because something is there later in the game to go after it. And he's not afraid to do that, set things up as the game goes on.
Oh, yeah. It's the jab before the uppercut.
Yeah, you got to hit the body, man. You got to hit the body, pound the body, and then all of a sudden, boom, up top.
Well, body, head, body.
Yeah.
Body, head, body.
There
The fighter.
That's my motto. How much does Kyle Shanahan need this one?
He needs it because he wants it so badly. He needs it to get us off of his back. He needs it so that we don't keep asking him of these same questions going on. Because as trite as it is, how many big wins are there before you get to the Super Bowl game itself? Big wins in order to get. People don't want to hear about it. They just want to know about the last one. But in order to get to the last one, how many did you have to win along the way? Kyle Shanahan's a winner. He just wants to have something validated now. So we go, okay, there it is. He won a Super Bowl. We don't ask that question anymore.
And no one can tell you that finite difference between what's your MO and what's a narrative, right? They're two different things, and that's what Kyle Shanahan's trying to say. Like that's just a narrative that happened. It's not who we are. I think the thing about your MO is basically what you do more often than not. It's just who you are, is how you go about doing things, and I think this opportunity, this is why this means so much to Kyle Shanahan, because you have to start with one. And getting that first one under his belt, I think, is so paramount and important. Plus, this 49ers team has been involved in this NFC picture for the last how many years in NFL? So it's like they're hungry for this. It's about time we finally completed the deal.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, the narrative is very similar to Andy Reid in Philadelphia.
Yes.
The parallels are very similar to Andy's time during his tenure as the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles. And now our narrative is completely different. You said his legacy, is cemented. And so I think at some point it's coming for Kyle Shanahan. He's that type of coach, and he's going to be around for a long time. Young guy, he's going to be doing this for another 20 years. Can he get his first this weekend? It would change the narrative, but I think at the end, when we look at him as a coach, he's going to have some championships.
Matt, are you saying in a sense for Kyle Shanahan, it's like Kevin would talk about in the defensive locker room, once you get that first takeaway, they come in bunches. Is that kind of what you're looking at with Kyle?
Yeah, it's like turnovers too. You know,
Yep.
you get that
Yep.
first sack, they come in bunches. Turnovers come in bunches. And in the league right now, championships seem to come in bunches. The Patriots did it that way. The Chiefs are doing it right now. I think this Niners team and the way he coaches, they're going to be built to be sustainable for a long time.
He's got an excellent winning percentage in the playoffs.
Yeah,
you got to be a
absolutely.
winner to get here. So like you said, matter of time. I think back, it's not like we're putting Marv Levy through the ringer here going into that fourth attempt in 4 years with the Buffalo Bills.